Okay, so this is part 3 of lesson 4.5, the equation of a linear relation, and we're going from words to a formula or an equation. All right, Carl opened a bank account with $130. So obviously the starting value is 130. I'm just going to put SV beside that because we know that's the starting value. Each week he gets an allowance and has decided to put it all in the bank. After 11 weeks, he has $295. Determine how much his weekly allowance is and the formula that relates the amount in his account based on the number of weeks that have passed. Okay, so what are the two variables here? What's depending on what? Well, how much or the amount in his account depends on how many weeks have gone by, because it's every week that he adds more money to his account. So we're going to let A be the amount in his account, amount in the account. And then again, we're going to let T be time in weeks, because it's how much time that's going by that's changing. Now, we know that the amount, I'm going to start the formula, but I can't finish it because I don't know what the weekly amount is that he is putting into his account. So I don't know what the rate of change is. I know that after 11 weeks, he had $295, but I don't know what that is per week. And that constant rate of change, that number that represents the M, the croc, that has to be, as we've calculated it before, it has to be what's happening every time one of your independent variable goes by. Not every time 11 of them goes by, but every time one of them goes by. So we know that this is starting out at $130, and we also know that he's adding money to his account, so I know we're going to have addition next. I just don't know how much it is a week. So what we're going to do, so if we look back here again, sometimes if you put your information into a table of values, you can figure out the information that you're looking for. So here's a small table of values, time and amount. We know that he started out with $130, so 0 and 130. And then we know that after 11 weeks, so when time was 11 weeks, he had $295 in his account. So now I have enough that I can figure out what the croc is, because I can do the differences on this side. So to go from 130 up to 295, that's a change of 165. And then this is 0 to 11, so that's a change of 11. So the croc is 165 over 11. We've done that before. That shouldn't be new to you. We've done this before. And 165 divided by 11 is $15. So remember, that's $165 divided by 11 weeks, so that's $15 per week is the croc. So then this is going to be 15 times T. Now we could have put T as W to represent the number of weeks. You can put whatever letter you want there that you want. It doesn't matter what the letter is, but you do have to identify what it means. And so this is your final answer. Okay, so that croc there, that's got to be what's happening weekly. It can't be what's happening after 11 weeks or after 15 weeks or any number of weeks. It's what's happening every week. So Carl, he starts out with 130 and then he puts $15 per week in his account. Okay. So for the next one, a car rental company charges an administration fee plus $15 per kilometer. Well, that's the croc right there. So I know the croc, I'm going to write that somewhere here. The croc equals $15 cents per kilometer. Awesome. Okay, so Trixie drove the car 180 kilometers and paid a total of $52. Determine the amount of the administration fee and the formula that relates the total cost to the number of kilometers driven. All right, so we are going to let C be the cost. And this car rental company charges some kind of administration fee, so that would be the starting value. And they charge 15 cents per kilometer after that. So you've got that starting fee, and that starting fee increases by every kilometer that's driven. So I'm going to say let D be distance in kilometers. So how far is that? So distance in kilometers. Okay, so how are we going to do this one? We don't know what the starting value is. Even a table of values isn't necessarily going to help us here because all I have, if I try to do a table of values, let's take a look. I've got a distance. I know that at 180 kilometers, I know that the total cost is going to be $52, but I don't know anything else. For the table of values to be helpful to us, we have to be able to put two lines. You have to be able to put, it doesn't matter if it's a starting line, like a 0 line and another line, it doesn't matter, but you need 2 lines for it to be any good to you. However, what we can do here is, so we know that cost, in this case, we know that cost is going to equal 0.15D. And now we got to figure out, well, how much more is it gonna be? Well, we're gonna do a test number. So at 15 cents per kilometer, if we try to do 180, whoops, I don't want to do that yet. Let me see. So if I start to use my formula just the way it is so far, I would have 0.15 times 180. Well, 0.15 times 180, I don't think that's 52, and that's what I want to get out of this eventually. So 0.15 times 180 is only $27. But I need $52. So what do I have to do to 27 to get up to 52? I don't know. Well, let's see. So 52 minus 27. 52 minus 27 is 25. So I'm going to have to add another $25 on, and that will work. So 15 cents times 180 will bring us up to 27, but I need to get up to 52, so we're going to have to add $25 onto that formula. Okay, so here we've got different scenarios. The first 3 were pretty easy because each of them, this one, and this one were all pretty easy because we knew the starting value, we knew what the rate of change was, so we could just plug the numbers into the equation and have the formula. But these next 2 we had to attack a little bit differently because there was some information missing. So in order to find the equation, we had to do some manipulating of the numbers to figure out the equation. So before I move on to the next one, I'm going to stop this video. I'll let you ponder the next one, and then, so you try it, see what you get. Whoops. You try it. Let me just scroll up here. Try this one, see what you get, and then check out this next video and see how you did.